Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello and welcome to the Final Order Report, where we bring you a hand-picked selection of comics and graphic novels before they head to print and quantities are finalized. I'm Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop and your last chance to subscribe or special order before the final order deadline this Monday at noon, February 3rd. These titles will be hitting our shelves as soon as February 26th. Yes. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or download the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or access your existing account to order and pay securely online, ensuring you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to showcase items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. I'm going to take you on a quick tour, show you around. Once you get signed into Comichub, you'll see the following banners, the orange aside items. That's anything that you may have ordered that's in the store for you, waiting for you to pay for and pick up or have shipped. Behind the green banner is all the carousels that we will be showing you today. Shop coming soon. Once you click through there, you'll see the current carousels here that turn left to right on the left and right. Top carousel is current search. Next one is preview pages from upcoming books, some of which we may be looking at today. Below that is the Last Call Carousel. That's the one we will be using today for the majority of the program. Below that is next Wednesday's items. That's everything that's hitting the shelf this Wednesday, February 5th at Green Brain Comics. Below that are event carousels. This is for crossovers and big events that are happening at various publishers. We got One World Under Doom, Deadpool's versus Spider-Man, X-Manhunt, which I'll show you a lot more about today. And we got a new one, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Silent Missions. All right, let's take you back up to the top, and we'll click through on Orders Due Sunday. Once you get in there, you'll see the carousel now rolls top to bottom. We got alphanumeric filters on the red buttons. And above that, we've got drop downs for publisher, category, brand, genre, etc., helping you get right to what you're looking for. All right, now that I gave you a show around, let's take you on a quick look at the first category. And because of whole bunch of different reasons, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different categories today. First of which is going to be younger reader graphic novels. And the first of which we have here is Hoopo and the Wonder Thief. This is a new graphic novel from Flying Eye Books, publisher of Hilda. Hoopo is created by Billy Partridge, is 64 pages in a beautiful oversized hardcover for $17.99, available on March 5th, but you can guarantee your copy today. Next up, here's a big one. Kay O'Neill has a new book coming up on the horizon, March 5th, A Song for You and I. This is from Random House. And is from Kay O'Neill, the author of The Mothkeeper. Also available in hardcover. Okay, next up, I guess I did that a little prematurely. Next up, I just got one manga to show you. It's pretty cool though, so check this out. It's Dead Rock. This manga is from Kodansha and is created by the best-selling manga creator Hiro Mashima, creator of Fairy Tail and Eden Zero. This book will ship on March 5th from Kodansha. Okay, next up we're going to show you some quick original graphic novels. I'm glad I have time to show you these today. We got this cool looking one called Medieval Cats. This is kind of an art book celebrating hilarious cats and artwork from medieval times from writer Catherine Nappington and Clarkson Potter Publishing. From Drawn and Quarterly, we have the new book, I Ate the Whole World to Find You, from cartoonist Rachel Ang. This is a big old book, 316 pages for $22.95. Available on April 9th. And from Fantagraphics, we got a couple things this week. Baby Blue, it's a new graphic novel from Bim Erickson. This daunting dystopian thriller graphic novel explores themes of mental health, queer identity, and the dangers of unchecked fascism. 264 pages for $29.99 with a cool looking, maybe reflective coated cover. Baby Blue from Fantagraphics. Also from Fantagraphics, our pal Noah Van Sciver's got a new book on the horizon. Beat It, Rufus! Pardon me, Rufus Baxter is an aging, professionally unemployed loser, desperately, disillusionally hanging onto his 1980s hair metal fantasies of headlining arenas despite so much evidence to the contrary. I think this will do it. I'm so glad I didn't cough in your ear. Beat It, Rufus is 220 pages from Noah Van Sciver and Fantagraphics Books. Hardcover, right on. Available on March 12th for $22.99. Noah Van Sciver. I like this cool look over my head. Okay, also from Fantagraphics, Santos Sisters. This is a hardcover that collects the first 5 issues of the charmingly weird and weirdly charming hit indie comic book series Santos Sisters from Greg and Fake. 160 pages for $24.99. Ooh, and over at IDW got this very colorful, fun-looking graphic novel called Shred or Dead. Can skateboarding save the world? Level up from total noob to cosmic hero in this totally epic graphic novel that will kickflip your brain. Sam and her little sister Gearhead just wanted a crew to belong to. But when the too cool crew takes over their skating territory, this motley bunch of misfits will have to seriously level up if they want to win it back. From D. Bradford Gambles and IDW Publishing, this is Shred or Dead. Skeletons, sandwiches, skateboards, jocks, all those things. Skateboards on fire. Where's the pizza slice? There's a pizza slice here, Screaming Eagle, Shred or Dead. Next up from Oni Press, this original graphic novel in hardcover from visionary storyteller David Rubin. This is El Fuego. It's a psychological, philosophical, and geographical odyssey through the last remaining days of planet Earth. It is the story of one particular inhabitant who must decide how much more of himself to give to the greater good before truly finding peace within. From David Rubin and Oni Press, 256 pages for $29.99. Beautiful. Also from Oni Press, Soma from Fernando Lore and artist Carlos Dalmo, who did that cover. 288 pages for $19.99. Ooh, and from Silver Sprockets. Who says the small press is dead? Look at all these books. From Silver Sprockets, we have from cartoonist Barbara Motzi, Hourglass. It's called Many Things. The perfect machine, the source of all life, the fountain of youth. It promises immortal comfort to the privileged, but it also looms over its creators, trapping them in its cycle. 112 pages from Silver Sprocket, $15.99. Also from Silver Sprocket, The Confessional. This is a 200-page hardcover from Paige Hender, available on March 19th. This looks like the kind of book we can sell, but if you're interested, get your order in. Ooh, one more on this original graphic novel list. Not really original, but it was surely envisioned as a one-and-done project. Moonshadow, the definitive edition, expanded, from Dark Horse Comics, J.M. DeMatteis and artist John J. Muth. This romantic, unreliable narrator leads us through his interplanetary coming-of-age story, known as America's first fully painted graphic novel. The poetic, philosophical, and Kirby and Eisner Award-nominated Moonshadow receives a new softcover treatment. Look at that. I grew up reading that stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, and that's it for original graphic novels. Let's move on over to final order report for trade paperbacks. First up in trade paperbacks is a collection of Toxic Avenger. This collects the recent 5-issue miniseries. I think that's just wrapping up real soon, from writer Matt Bors and Fred Harper on art, featuring violent action, gross mutations, bursting pustules, and plenty of trenchant humor. It's the Toxic Avenger. From IDW, we get a new printing of David Mazzucchelli's Daredevil Born Again Artists Edition. This is a reproduction of the original art pages in black and white. It is scanned in color, capturing all the nuances and quirks, blue pencils, corrections, and more. This unique art object will be available on March 12th from IDW Publishing. From Dead Space, from Titan Publishing, we get a new printing of Dead Space, back in print for the first time since 2013. The spin-off from the critically acclaimed video game Dead Space, first volume of 3 books set in the world of the Dead Space video game, featuring a script by Anthony Johnston with art and cover by Ben Temple-Smith. He's making a big comeback lately. Glad to see that. From Dark Horse Comics, we get Nemesis, the Rogues Gallery graphic novel, trade paperback that collects the 5-issue miniseries, 144 pages for $19.99. Over at DC, they didn't have a whole lot to add to the collection today, but there are a couple great-looking trade paperbacks, including this DC Finest volume, Superman Family, the Giant Turtle Man graphic novel. Yeah. Featuring bizarre stories from Robert Bernstein with art, and this cover by Kurt Swan. Classic comics from the 60s. Yeah. Turtle Man. Tear it up, Turtle Man. And the other inclusion for today's list from DC Comics is DC's Misfits of Magic, the graphic novel. I guess this is an original graphic novel, sure. From cartoonist Matthew Dow Smith. Intended for younger readers, but looks charming, and I'm gonna read this. Yes. Available on May 6th. And from Image Comics, we get this new printing of Spawn Violator. Alan Moore's Violator is here. The long-awaited reprinting of the 1994 three-issue miniseries, now in trade paperback. Written by Alan Moore, with interior art by Bart Sears and Greg Capullo, with this cover by Bart Sears and inker Mark Pennington. A blast from the past and a much-needed filler for many people's Alan Moore collection, Violator, the graphic novel, available on March 12th. That's it for trade paperbacks. Let's look next at final order report for new printings. Need to have an echo effect for that. Note to self. All right, first up in new printings is, a much needed second printing of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover with Naruto. This miniseries kicked off, a couple months ago, and it's sold out immediately. We've been barking for a new printing, and IDW has finally given up and given us what we wanted. It's TMNT Naruto #1, available on March 12th from IDW. Over at Marvel Comics, we get a new printing of Aliens vs. Avengers #1, a third printing with a recolored cover by Esad Ribic. And also, we get a new printing of the Fantastic Four facsimile reprint of #1, along with a welcome inclusion of the Alex Ross recreation of that cover. Often reprinted, but it's nice to see it on the cover of a facsimile edition of #1. We also get a facsimile edition of Fantastic Four #3. I think this also features the first appearance of the Fantasticar and brand new costumes. And that's it for new printings. Next up, we got final order report for second issues. Here it comes, folks. We got a second issue for Power Lords, which debuted just this last Wednesday from Oni Press. Writer Matt Hudson and artist V. Ken Marion. This is the C cover by Francis Portella, which I thought was kind of cool. Power Lords #2. From Mad Cave Studios, we get Kill Train #2, that I think just debuted recently. Yep. Next up, The Seasons #2. I know that debuted this last Wednesday. It was almost my pick of the week. This new series from Rick Remender and artist Paul Azaceta has this beautiful cover by Paul Azaceta and will be available on February 26th. And that's it. A very short list for this week's #2s. Next up, we got final order report for first issues. First up in first issues is from Penthouse Comics. We get the new volume of Penthouse Comics 2025, featuring a whole bunch of undefined creators on the interiors. Not sure who did that. Oh, I guess we could look at this. Let's see. We got J.D. Morvan is back. Gun Crazy 2 and others. Penthouse Comics 2025 has this cover by Cameron Stewart. This Not Safe for Work polybag cover by Chuma Hill. C cover by Brow. Another polybagged cover by Luana Vecchio. A Suspiria cover. Ooh, classic. And that's it for Penthouse Comics 2025. Check it out on Comichub today. Let's see here. And over at Distillery, we get a new series debuting on March 12th from writer Chuck Austin and prolific Marvel and DC artist Patrick Oliff on his final mission. Let's see here. That doesn't work. On his final mission, Sandusky returns to the stars to reclaim his son Devon's body and uncover the truth surrounding his death. Light years from home, among a cascade of twisted metal, Sandusky finds Devon, his body entombed in the remains of his ship, the Defiant, lost in a massive battle that sparked an intergalactic war. Apparently, this is writer Chuck Austin's final comic work. He's joined by Marvel and DC veteran artist Patrick Oliff, with this cover by Patrick Oliff in a, what do you call it, prestige format. Oversized 8.5 by 11 thing, with this cover by Pat Oliff, this beautiful cover by Ariel Olivetti. Nice monster face. Dan Panosian cover, a sketch cover, and that's for Defiant #1, available on March 12th from Distillery. Ooh, that's a little rough. Don't Run with Scissors. That's the new series from Francesca Prio, with art by Stefano Cardicelli, who just wrapped up a recent miniseries over at Keen Spot. This new series looks pretty cool, though unfortunately the art looks a little bit small for this preview. This is $5.99, 32 pages, available on March 12th from Keen Spot. What's going on? Sumerian Comics has this new series, Osaka SPD. I don't trust that name. The sequel to Sumerian's best-selling OGN, Osaka Mime. Come on with this art, man. Sumerian Comics artist Hugo Araujo with writer Andy Levy. You got this cover by Hugo Araujo, Alessandro Maselli, David Genchi, and Brow on Osaka SPD, available March 5th from Sumerian Comics. Okay, back up to size from Mad Cave Studios. We got this new series written by Dave Johnson and Jimmy Palmiotti. Imagine a world where the two dominant and competing cola companies, each worth billions, are owned by, oh, nice nose. They're owned by former Siamese twins who are now separated and have grown to hate each other so much they hire assassins, saboteurs, and espionage personnel to meddle with each other on a daily basis. This is the story about brotherly love run afoul and the people they enlist to do their dirty work. It's Pop Kill, with covers by Dave Johnson, Dan Panosian, Brian Stelfreeze, and this is published by Mad Cave Studios with a release date of February 26th. Here's a new series from Dark Horse Comics spinning out and from the world of minor threats. It's Welcome to Twilight. Twilight may be home to the minor threats, but they're not the only down on their luck supervillains and heroes struggling to find their way. Comic book superstars Matt Fraction and Mike Allred reunite to tell a twisted noir tale about fame, dames, and homunculus-faced mobsters in Minor Threats. Welcome to Twilight. Yeah, We got this A cover from Scott Hepburn and a B cover from interior artist Mike Allred himself. I'm very excited about this book. I love Mike Allred's art from the world of Minor Threats. Welcome to Twilight. Number 1 will be available on March 12th. Okay, wrapping up the smaller press section of number 1s. This is Thundercats number 13. Very new reader-friendly jump on point. An unsung member of the Thundercats takes center stage for this special issue, in which actions speak louder than words. Lion-O's beloved companion Snarf has always been something of an enigma. Often dismissed as a simple-minded figure of fun, his monosyllabic facade has served to keep his true nature and abilities hidden. Until now. Acclaimed collaborators Declan Shalvey and Drew Moss open a door to Snarf's inner world in Thundercats number 13, with covers by Lucio Perillo, Declan Shalvey, Jay Lee, Felipe Masafera. This very cool Mannix cover. I like how bug-eyed Lion-O is. An action figure cover, and this very popular cover by Mark Spears, the FOC cover. This is Thundercats 13, available on February 26th. If you want any of these bajillion covers, please get your order in. I want to make sure to get what you want. Okay, that's it for small press number 1s. Now we got a big old chunk of bigger press number 1s to show you. And let's start out with some attention on Image this week. They got a bunch of jump on points. Here's a new story arc from Monstrous. Number 55 is a return to the world of Monstrous. In this oversized issue, the defiled have breached the walls of their prison and possessed anyone who has ever held the mask of the shaman. In desperation, Micah and Kippa will need to partner with the most unlikely of allies or risk losing everything. It's Monsters number 55, a new story arc from Marjorie Liu and Sana Takada. Knights number 13 gets a new story arc. I'm bringing this to your attention because I haven't been stocking it on the shelf, but it seems to be a very popular title. And while we have a bunch of subscribers, I wouldn't mind adding a few more. I'd be happy to get this comic for you. This new story arc launches on Knights number 13, February 26th. Same story for Radiant Black. I stopped supporting this on the shelf about 6 months ago. This new story arc, it's a new opportunity for this series and for you to jump onto this series. Radiant Black returns in the wake of the Catalyst War. Marshall Ward is the one and only Radiant Black, but not everyone in Chicago is happy with their new hero. And with old foes returning and new threats rising, will Marshall's time as Radiant Black be abruptly cut short? From Kyle Higgins and Marcello Costa, this is Radiant Black number 31 with an Eduardo Ferragato cover and Ricardo Ribaldo on this connecting variant. Radiant Black number 31. Yeah. Got a new story arc over on Spawn Scorched. The Scorched are back at full strength. With the dead zones repaired, their powers have returned, and they are starting to feel their old selves. But that also means enemies from their past, like the Viscerator, are back as well, and she is planning to take out the Scorch once and for all. From writer John Layman and interior artist Steven Segovia, we got this A cover from Kevin Keane and a B cover from Von Randall. This is very cool, metal, and brutal. Spawn Scorch number 38 from Image Comics. All right. Okay, now for the big feature and the wrap-up. This is our focus on number ones for Marvel Comics. It's Doctor Strange of Asgard number 1. Sorcerer Supreme no more. Doctor Doom tricked Doctor Strange into surrendering the title of Superior Sorcerer Supreme. Now Doom is ruling the world, and Stephen Strange is experiencing a bit of an identity crisis, searching for purpose and maybe revenge. He travels to Asgard to see if Thor's kingdom might be looking for a Sorcerer Supreme of its own. Loki's willing to help, but that help comes with a wicked catch, and Strange quickly realizes that becoming Asgard's top magical authority is going to be more complicated than he thought. From writer Derek Landy and artist Carlos Magno, we got this A cover of Doctor Strange of Asgard number 1 from Jeff Shaw, Clayton Crane, David Marquez. This is the Marvel Rivals variant from maybe Carlos Magno? I don't know. All for Doctor Strange of Asgard number 1, available on March 5th. Next up, here's the star of the evening as far as I'm concerned. This is Godzilla vs. Fantastic Four number 1. The battle of the century starts here. The start of 6 sensational action-packed issues with Marvel heroes battling the king of the monsters from its different eras. Many different eras. How will Godzilla's lore with the mighty Marvel universe? How will Godzilla's lore mix with the mighty Marvel universe? Find out as history is twisted when icons like the Fantastic Four and many others go face to face against one of the greatest monsters of all time. This issue witness a threat never before seen as King Ghidorah descends upon the earth with the power cosmic as Galactus's new herald. Can the Fantastic Four stop him from destroying New York along with the rest of the planet? From writer and Fantastic Four writer Ryan North, he's joined by John Romita Jr. on interiors. We get this A cover from Adam Kubert. A very cool fight promo poster by Lee Garbutt. Nick Bradshaw on this monster homage variant. A Peach Momoko cover. And a Scotty Young variant. With this wraparound cover by Lionel Francis Yu. Look how beautiful. It's Godzilla versus Fantastic Four number 1. Next up. Oh, by the way, this is the first of 6 one-shots. 6 one-shot throwdowns from Marvel Comics and Godzilla teaming up. I'm so excited. It's going to be a great spring. All right, next up. Marvel and Disney, what if Mickey and friends became the Avengers? This one shot is by Steve Bailing with art by Alessandro Pastrovicchio, who did this A cover. Adam Kubert on B. Chrissy Zullo with a very fun Donald Duck Thor cover. And Dan Jurgens. Ooh, we get a Phil Noto Ant-Man / Pluto cover. All for this one-shot Marvel and Disney What If Mickey and Friends Became the Avengers. Number 1, available on March 5th. Web of Spider-Verse. Get a new miniseries featuring lots more Spider-Versal spiders. The War of the Multiverses, coming from writer Matthew Groom and artist Federico Vincentini. Get this cover by Luciano Vecchio. Ario Anandito cover. That's pretty cool. Lucas Vernick. All for Web of Spider-Verse New Blood number 1, available on March 5th. Get a new storyline over on Wolverine from hometown hero Saladin Ahmed with art by Martin Kokolo. Number 7 kicks off the new chapter in the Adamantine Saga with a key appearance. And this cover by Martin Kokolo. A David Baldion Invisible Woman variant. Pretty cool. A Stephen Platt cover. Nice tribute to himself, I think. All for Wolverine number 7. And over in the X titles, we get a brand new crossover big event. Well, mini event. It's an X-Men event called X-Man Hunt. This is part 1 in the Uncanny X-Men, dropping on March 5th. At the end of the Orcus War, Charles Xavier surrendered himself to the authorities and allowed himself to be imprisoned in Grey Malkin prison. But now something has spurred him into action, into escaping his incarceration and embarking on a mad scramble across the nation. What has caused Professor X to go on the run, and will his assorted pupils move to protect him, recapture him, or kill him? The answer, of course, is all of the above. In this opening chapter, Rogue and her team of X-Men are forced to ally with their worst enemy in order to betray their most trusted friend. From writer Gail Simone and artist Javier Garrón. We got this cover by David Marquez. Luciano Vecchio, Peach Momoko with this kimono variant, I think is the, and Phil Noto on this connecting X-Man Hunt variant. This is part 1 of 7, Uncanny X-Men number 11, X-Man Hunt. Part 2 pops up same week in NYX number 9 from Colin Kelly and Francesco Mortorino, with this Peach Momoko Kimoko cover and a Phil Noto connecting X-Man variant cover. It's X-Men. It's NYX number 9, X-Man Hunt Part 2. And Part 3, same week, it's Storm number 6, X-Man Hunt Part 3. From Murawa Ayudeli and artist Luciano Vecchio, with this cover by Matthias Mananini, a Kimoko variant by Peach Momoko, and a Phil Noto connecting X-Man Hunt variant cover. All for Storm number 6, X-Man Hunt Part 3 number 7. Part 3 of 7. Whew. And that wraps up our spotlight on Marvel Comics number 1s. I just want to do a quick spotlight on some more Marvel variants. We got another Marvel Rivals variant. This seems to be a very popular theme. This cover by Han Bazaldua. This very cool Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu cover by Jay Gonzo. I thought it was beautiful. Look at all the cool dippling and detailing there. Of course, there's a Marvel Rivals Moon Knight variant by Domenico Carbone, and a Peach Momoko Kimoko variant for Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu. We also get a Scarlet Witch, Peach Momoko Kimoko variant. I think that's it. That's everything, folks. But before I let you go, let's do a quick spotlight for final order report on upcoming events. I guess before I do that, let me just say, that's it. That's the top of the list, and you've got until Monday at noon, February 3rd, to order these items and many, many more. Please send in confirmed items in your cart before the deadline. But before I let you go, let me tell you about a couple events that we have coming up real soon. First off, thank you so much for joining us on Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. Thanks for joining me. Next up on Tuesday, join us for Brain Scan right here on YouTube. Tuesday at 6:30, it's our live stream from the floor of Green Brain Comics on the eve of New Comic Book Day. Join us for Brain Scan. Oh yeah, we got February 14th is coming up. Valentine's Day. It's our Valentine's drink and draw. Come on down to Downey Brewing Company for our bi-monthly comic drink and draw, hosted by Blick Art Materials, Green Brain Comics, and Downey Brewing Company. Downey Brewing Company is located at 13121 Prospect Avenue. Check out more information on their website, downeybrewingcompany.com. And of course, they're on all the socials. East Dearborn Drink and Draw. Oh, it's all for Valentine's Day. Friday, February 14th from 7 to 9. Oh, and our next Brain Candy is scheduled. Brain Candy number 65 is on Monday, February 17th at 7 p.m. inside Green Brain Comics. This month we are very excited to feature poet Sarah Carson. We've got prose from Drew Pineda, musician and music from Jake MacArthur, and the visual art of cartoonist Jeremy Ian Harvey. It all happens at Green Brain Comics on Monday, February 17th at 7 p.m. It's Brain Candy number 65, brought to you by the Emerging Writers Network and the performers. And again, thank you for joining me on Final Order Report. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll get rid of that. Thanks for joining me on the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on the Facebook, YouTube, and the Instagrams, also on Blue Sky. All the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comic Hub are below in the description. Music for this episode provided by Brainstem Productions. I need to get that logo up here. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985, in our 40th year. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.